Can you believe it? The new year is here. So in this episode, we're going to talk to you about how to properly set and achieve your goals in 2023. Welcome to the Homeowner Prep podcast, where every week we educate and encourage aspiring homeowners to help them buy their first home faster. If you aspire to own a home, you're in the right place, so enjoy. Do us a favor and leave a review, a rating, and be sure to subscribe. Now let's get to this week's episode. Hey, real quick before we start, I want to ask you a question. How long are you going to wait before you decide to get started? I mean, you want to buy a house and you're earning income, so what's holding you back? Visit our website at homeownerprep.com/start. You can take an online assessment and set up a free 30-minute call, and we're going to put a plan together to help you get from where you are to where you truly want to be. So don't let fear hold you back from buying your first home. All right, now back to the episode. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Homeowner Prep podcast. You know, we are already at the end of 2022 and going into 2023. And so I really wanted to create a episode talking about how to properly set goals and how to make sure that you achieve them going into the new year. I know a lot of folks start the year with, hey, new year, new me, new year, new you, whatever the case may be. But there aren't a lot of folks who really know how to set and achieve goals. And so I really wanted to dive into this because over the years, probably over the last 20 years, I've been setting goals every single year and reviewing them every single quarter to make sure that I'm on track. Now, I'm going to talk about how to do that, but most importantly, the thing to do is to actually write them down. And so I'll dive into that a little bit. And because a lot of folks may have them in their mind, they may think about where they want to be or what they want to achieve, but they're not necessarily writing those things down. And so there's nothing to go back to and reference back to. And so I definitely want to dive into that a little bit more. The first thing when it comes to setting goals is to make sure that they're your own. You know, there's a lot of folks who set goals based on what, they feel other people want for them or what culturally they should be achieving at a certain age. But the truth is your time frame is your time frame. I mean, your life is your life. And so your goals have to align to that. You have to make sure that the goals that you set for yourself, you're passionate about. You want to have some passion behind these goals because there's going to be things that come up that are going to try to stop you or maybe distract you from your goals. But if you don't have a strong passion, a strong why, and a will to get those things done, then you're going to easily be pulled off track. And so definitely step number one is to make sure that whatever goals you're setting for yourself are truly the goals that you want, truly the goals that you have in mind for your life. Your life is your own and your goals have to be your own. So definitely take the time to really figure out where you want to be. When you're taking that time to just brainstorm on, hey, here's where I'm at, here's the things that I've gone through, and here are the things that I want to still achieve, make sure that you write them down. I know I kind of referenced this earlier, but you want to really make sure that you write them down. There's plenty of statistics that show that folks who write their goals down are more likely to actually achieve them than those who don't. And so take the time, buy yourself a really nice journal, and just spend that time in writing down the things that you want to achieve in all facets of your life, whether it's your personal life, your professional life, maybe if you have physical or health goals that you want to achieve, if there are financial goals that you want to achieve, or just, relational goals, write these things down. That's going to really help you to reference back on an ongoing basis. Like I mentioned, I tend to go back and look at my goals every quarter and just kind of see where we at, not only with the business, but my personal goals and things of that nature. But you really have to have something to go back to. It's very easy to get distracted or forget the things that you wanted to achieve. And there's nothing greater than going back and looking at your goals and seeing that you've already accomplished some of them, seeing that you're already making progress and headway on some of them. I mean, it's a really encouraging feeling, and you're only going to get that if you write them down and have something to reference back to. So definitely write your goals down for 2023. The next step is to really make sure that the goals that you're writing down are SMART goals. And what I mean by that is there's an acronym that's used, and it's tweaked a little bit by different people depending on who you hear it from. But this acronym is SMART. And that stands for, is the goal specific? The S is for specific. Is it measurable? The M is for measurable. Can you measure this goal? Is it attainable? Hey, if I say, hey, I want to fly, it might not be attainable, or it may take some time. I can't say I want to fly next month, right? So is it attainable? Is it realistic? Again, that kind of ties into being attainable, but is the goal realistic? And not necessarily that you have to dumb it down or you have to think and make your goal smaller than you want, but is it realistic over time? Because it may take you longer to get there than you think. And so the last one, the T, is actually stands for time. Is it a timely goal? Set a time to whatever goals you're setting. So let's say, again, if I want to fly, it might take me 20 years, but how can I break that goal down and say, what can I do in 2023 to attain this goal? What can I do in 2024? And really start to break those goals down. If you can't achieve everything that you want to achieve for a particular goal in 1 year, that's okay. Break that goal down into smaller chunks that you can achieve and build up that momentum to get you there. The biggest goal that I hope you have is, as we put out all this content for aspiring homeowners, is that you have a goal of buying a house. So for instance, if you had a goal that was, hey, I want to buy my first home. Okay, that's a good goal, but how can we make that better? Well, I want to buy my first home in California in 2023. Better yet, I want to buy my first home by the summer of 2023. Okay, now that's a goal. That's a specific goal. It's measurable, it's timely, it's all these different things. Now, what are the steps that you need to take? What are the chunks that you can start to achieve and start to build up momentum? Well, hey, I want to pay off a collection. I want to get my credit score to 650. These little things that you can do to really start to build your way up. I want to save $1,000. Some of these baby steps that you can actually achieve on the road to buying your first home. So I really hope that you take the time to not only think about the goals that you have for yourself, make sure that they're your own, make sure you have a passion and a purpose behind them, make sure you write them down, which is very, very important, especially when you're going back to reference them. The last thing you want to do is write your goals and forget about them. So buy a nice journal, something that you can keep handy and look back on, and then make sure that they are SMART goals. Make sure that they're specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. By doing these things, you can accomplish anything. And so it's really about just setting these goals in place as we get ready to go into the new year, but not to forget about them, not just to do it, on January 1st, but really to go back and look at them and see how much you're actually accomplishing throughout the year. That'll really motivate you and encourage you throughout the process. If you need help in setting up, your goals and your budget and really setting goals for buying your first home, that's what we're here for. You can visit us on our website at homeownerprep.com/start. There you can connect with us. You can ask questions and get that one-on-one help that you need. If you have a specific question that you just need a quick answer to, you can always reach us on any of our social media channels. We tend to get the majority of our questions on our Instagram channel at Homeowner Prep. I hope you got some valuable information from today's episode. I look forward to seeing all that you accomplish in 2023. And until then, be blessed. If you've enjoyed this show and got some great value from it, please be sure to rate and review. And if you're checking it out on YouTube, please be sure to subscribe. That really does help us to continue the show and bring in some great guests to help you on your home buying journey.